Welcome to my channel History Coins HD. If you love discovering hidden treasures and learning about rare US coins, you're in the right place. In today's video, we'll reveal some of the most valuable coins that could be worth far more than you think. Stick around till the end, you won't want to miss what these rare gems are really worth. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel to enjoy more discoveries in future. Let's dive in. Top 1. We're about to take a closer look at a coin that has stirred up a lot of buzz in the collector world. It's small, it's shiny, and if you've got one sitting in your drawer, you might just be holding on to a miniature fortune. Yes, today we're talking about the mysterious and ultra-valuable Liberty Gold $1 coin from the year 2000, minted with the Philadelphia P mark. At first glance, this coin might not look like much. It's not enormous, it doesn't shimmer with gemstones, and you might even mistake it for a common dollar coin at first. But as we've learned time and time again in the numismatic world, value often lies in the details, tiny imperfections, rare variations, limited mintings, or historical significance. And this coin? Well, it has a story unlike any other. Let's start with the basics. In the year 2000, the US Mint released the Sacagawea dollar coin to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. These coins featured a golden appearance, but were actually composed of a manganese brass alloy, not real gold. They were intended to circulate widely and celebrate the contributions of Native Americans to the nation's history, but here's where the story takes a surprising twist. Somewhere along the production lines at the Philadelphia Mint, something incredible happened. A few rare coins, intended to be the standard gold-colored Sacagawea dollar coins, were accidentally struck using the planchets, the blank metal discs, intended for a completely different coin, the Washington quarter. In other words, these Sacagawea dollar designs were stamped onto quarter planchets. And that created one of the most famous and mysterious modern mint errors in American coinage history. So imagine this: you have a coin with the image of Sacagawea and her infant son, but it's lighter, it's missing the typical golden luster, and if you weigh it, it doesn't match what a Sacagawea dollar is supposed to weigh. That's no ordinary dollar. That's one of the rarest accidental creations to ever come out of the US Mint. Even more intriguing is that these coins weren't meant to be released. Yet somehow, a small number slipped into circulation. And now, they're incredibly hard to find. Only a few have been confirmed to exist. Most collectors have never even seen one in person. That rarity, and the backstory behind how it came to be, is what makes this coin such a treasure. But that's not the only version of the 2000p Liberty Dollar that's caught the attention of collectors. There's also the experimental and presentation strikes, test pieces made before regular production that somehow made it out into the world. These coins were struck under unique conditions, sometimes with different dyes or pressures, and often have a superior strike quality or unusual characteristics. Some have deeper luster. Some show strange dye marks. Some might even be slightly off-centered or double-struck. And when you combine rarity, historical significance, and uniqueness, that's a recipe for one thing: major value. Now, before you run off to check your change jars or that coin stash in your attic, there's one more thing you need to know. There's a reason these coins are often mistaken for ordinary dollars. To the untrained eye, they don't look like anything special. But to a collector, to someone who knows what to look for, they're a jackpot. What should you be looking for? Start with the date and mint mark. You're looking for the year 2000 with a P just beneath the date. Then check the weight. If it's significantly lighter than a regular Sacagawea dollar, that's your first clue. Look closely at the rim. Is it raised properly? Is the color off? Does the coin feel different in hand? If you suspect you found something special, don't clean it, don't polish it, and absolutely don't try to fix it. Get it professionally graded. A reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity, confirm whether it's a legitimate mint error, and help determine its value. And speaking of value, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. So how much can one of these elusive Liberty Gold $1 2000p coins be worth? Hold on tight. Because if you're lucky enough to own one of these rare and authenticated mint error coins, especially one in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value can climb as high as $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000 for a single dollar coin. That's not a typo. That's the kind of value that turns pocket change into life-changing discoveries. So whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just enjoys a good treasure hunt, keep your eyes open. These coins are out there, and they're waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into rare and valuable coins from around the world, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We've got more discoveries to share, and who knows? One of them might already be in your collection. Top 2, we're taking a deep dive into one of the rarest and most fascinating pieces of U.S. coinage connected to early American leadership, the gold $1 John Quincy Adams coin, honoring the 6th President of the United States, who served from 1825 to 1829 and now. Before you assume this is just another ordinary presidential dollar coin, think again. We're not just talking about any coin off the modern presses. We're talking about a coin that represents a mix of mystery, value, and the enduring legacy of one of America's most underrated presidents. Let's step back in time for a moment, way back to the early 19th century. John Quincy Adams, the son of founding father John Adams, took office as the 6th president in 1825. His presidency was marked by bold ideas and a vision for expanding America's infrastructure and intellectual landscape. Though his single term in office was fraught with political opposition, his influence on U.S. diplomacy, foreign policy, and public service remains a cornerstone of American history. Fast forward nearly 2 centuries, and the U.S. Mint released a series of presidential $1 coins to honor each of America's past commanders-in-chief. But among those releases, some special editions and extremely limited gold strikes were produced, not for general circulation, but often as commemorative or collector's editions, and that's where things get interesting. The John Quincy Adams gold $1 coin is not just any collectible. Some versions of this coin were struck in pure gold, often as proof or special presentation pieces. These coins were never meant to be spent at the grocery store. Instead, they were created to honor history, meant for collectors, dignitaries, and those who understand the true worth of a rare artifact. Most people will only ever come across the standard issue Adams dollar coin, which is golden colored but made from a base metal alloy. But for those lucky few who've stumbled across the real deal, the genuine gold version, you're holding something incredibly rare. And how can you tell the difference? For starters, weight and composition. A genuine gold strike will be heavier than the regular mint issue and will exhibit the unmistakable shimmer of precious metal. You'll also notice superior detailing, especially around the features of President Adams' face and hair, the lettering, and the edge of the coin. Then there's the condition. Most of these rare coins, if they've survived, are kept in airtight holders, preserved in their uncirculated state, and sometimes even graded by professional companies like PCGS or NGC. These coins, especially those with special minting marks or those struck in extremely limited quantities, are what collectors dream about. Now here's something that adds another layer of value: provenance. Provenance refers to the documented history of a coin. If a John Quincy Adams gold coin was part of an original presidential proof set or tied to a private government or collector archive, it gains an extraordinary boost in desirability. Some coins even come with certificates of authenticity from the mint or third-party grading services that add to their legitimacy and worth. So, what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? It's not just the gold. It's the story. The rarity. The president it honors. The fact that very few people on this planet will ever hold one in their hands. And the ever-growing demand in the numismatic market for unique and historically significant coins add to that the undeniable appeal of presidential coinage among American collectors. And you've got a recipe for a truly explosive price tag. This isn't just about metal, it's about owning a piece of American history, beautifully preserved in gold, connecting you directly to a time nearly 200 years ago. So here comes the question everyone's been waiting for: how much could a rare John Quincy Adams gold $1 coin, struck in limited quantity, preserved in pristine condition, possibly with documented provenance, actually be worth today? Drumroll please. If you're lucky enough to own one of these ultra-rare gold strikes, especially in uncirculated, verified condition, its current market value could reach as high as $120,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin, smaller than the palm of your hand, worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary for many, and certainly more than anyone would expect from a coin with $1 etched into its surface. So before you toss that odd-looking coin aside or sell your old collection without a second look, take the time to inspect what you've got. Because hidden among those old tokens and forgotten commemoratives might be a piece of history and a small fortune just waiting to be discovered. Top 3. We're about to embark on a journey through American history, one that winds through the halls of the early White House, across the battlefields of 1812, and straight into the heart of one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever tied to a U.S. president. Get ready to explore a coin that's not only a shining relic of the past, but also a golden ticket into the elite world of high-value numismatics. We're talking about a United States gold $1 coin featuring none other than James Madison, the fourth President of the United States, who served from 1809 to 1817. Now, if you're thinking, a dollar coin? How valuable can that really be? Just wait. Because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your coin collection, your family heirlooms, or even your change jar in a completely different light. Let's start with the man himself, James Madison. Known as the father of the Constitution, Madison wasn't just any founding father. He was the architect behind the guiding document of American democracy. He played a key role in drafting the Bill of Rights, and he helped define what freedom and government would look like in the New World. His legacy is etched not just in the pages of history books, but also, quite literally, in gold. In the mid-2000s, the U.S. Mint launched the presidential $1 coin program, honoring each president in order of service. While most of these coins were minted in large quantities using a golden alloy, there were special versions created for collectors. These were the proof coins, the presentation strikes, and in very rare cases, strikes made in actual gold. And among these, the James Madison gold $1 coin stands out as an ultra-rare, breathtaking collectible. So, what makes this particular coin so special? It's a perfect storm of rarity, legacy, and historical reverence. This coin isn't just about precious metal, though it certainly contains that. It's about honoring the memory of a man who shaped the very foundation of the country. It's about the sheer scarcity of these specific gold issues, many of which were not intended for general circulation but were created in extremely limited numbers for collectors, presentations, or as commemorative pieces. Some of these gold coins were never even listed for public sale. They were quietly distributed to diplomats, collectors with strong connections to the mint, or preserved as part of exclusive coin sets that are now almost impossible to find. That's the kind of rarity we're talking about here. If you're lucky enough to come across one, it won't look much different at first glance from other presidential dollar coins. But don't let its simple appearance fool you. True collectors know the signs: sharper detail on Madison's portrait, deeper contrast between the fields and the relief, flawless luster, and of course, weight and color that hint at its gold composition, and let's not forget condition. The few known James Madison gold dollars that still exist in pristine, uncirculated condition are graded highly by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Coins that carry grades of MS69 or PF70 are especially valuable, flawless examples that are the crown jewels of any collection, but condition isn't the only factor driving the value. There are whispers in the collecting world about a small number of experimental strikes, coins tested with alternate dyes or finishes. Some even have subtle errors or variations, like doubled letters or slightly off-centered designs, that make them unique. For collectors, those tiny differences can mean massive jumps in value. Now, let's talk demand. Presidential coins have a built-in collector base. People love them. They're patriotic, historical, and meaningful. But when you combine that demand with real gold, low mintage, and a president as historically significant as James Madison, well, now you've crossed the threshold into something far more valuable than everyday coinage. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of gold engraved with the image of a man who helped design the Constitution, who led the country through the War of 1812, and who left behind a legacy of democracy and law. That's more than a coin. That's an heirloom. That's a piece of living history. So here's the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could one of these ultra-rare, gold James Madison $1 coins be worth today, if it's authentic, if it's in top-tier condition, and if it's one of the verified rare issues struck in real gold? Then its value isn't just surprising, it's staggering. Collectors have been known to pay as much as $130,000 for a single example of this coin. Yes, that's right, $130,000 for a dollar coin. A coin that fits in your palm, but carries with it the weight of a president's legacy and the power of numismatic rarity. So next time you're looking through an old coin album or visiting an estate sale, keep your eyes sharp. Because one small, golden coin could change everything. Top 4. We uncover the story of one of America's rarest treasures, a United States gold $1 coin tied to a man who rose from the battlefield to the presidency, Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. And while his time in office was brief, the coin that carries his name has become a legend in the world of numismatics. Now, imagine this: a gold coin, just $1 in face value, yet with the power to captivate serious collectors and historians alike. A coin minted to honor a man who never ran for political office until the presidency itself and won. A coin that not only celebrates a remarkable figure in American history but has also become one of the most elusive and valuable collector's items in the entire presidential series. Let's rewind to 1849. Zachary Taylor, a National War hero known as Old Rough and Ready, had just been elected president. He was a fearless general during the Mexican-American War, respected not just for his victories on the battlefield, but for his straightforward, no-nonsense style. He was a man of duty, not politics, and his presidency marked a moment of hope and transition for the nation. Tragically, his time in office was cut short. Just 16 months into his term, Zachary Taylor died suddenly, leaving behind a country in political turmoil and a legacy frozen in time. Fast forward to the 2000s, when the U.S. Mint launched the Presidential Dollar Coin program, honoring every president in order. While most of these coins were produced in large numbers using golden-colored base metals, a small, elite group of them were minted in actual gold. These ultra-rare pieces were never meant for circulation. They were created in highly limited numbers for collectors, presentations, or to commemorate presidential legacies in the most prestigious way possible. Among them lies the elusive Zachary Taylor Gold $1 coin, a coin whose rarity, historical value, and connection to one of America's most underrated presidents have elevated it into the upper echelons of collectible currency. Unlike the standard dollar coins you may have seen in circulation, this gold version is truly something special. First, there's the weight and purity. Crafted from genuine gold, it gleams with unmistakable brilliance. Then there's the design, President Taylor's stoic portrait, finely detailed and beautifully struck, paired with inscriptions marking his short presidency from 1849 to 1850. But here's where things get fascinating: very few of these coins were ever struck in real gold. Those that do exist were often part of small proof sets or presentation pieces. Some were quietly stored away by private collectors or institutional archives. Others may have been handed down through families without anyone realizing what they truly were. What makes this coin even more exciting is its variety. There are versions that have slight differences, minute variations in the die, small minting inconsistencies, and edge lettering anomalies. To an untrained eye, these look like small quirks. But to collectors, they are golden signals of rarity, unique traits that dramatically increase the value of the coin. Let's not forget condition. Coins that have remained untouched, free from scratches or wear, and stored in protective capsules or slabs are extremely hard to come by. When one is found in brilliant uncirculated or proof condition and authenticated by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, its worth can soar sky high. And if that weren't enough, some rumors swirl in the collector community about prototype or experimental strikes. Zachary Taylor gold dollars that never officially entered the collector's market but were created for internal mint testing. If one of these ever surfaces, it could rewrite what we think we know about the series, but even the officially acknowledged versions are extraordinary. These coins are more than collectibles, they are monuments to a president who gave his life in service to the country. To hold one is to hold a piece of American history, cast in gold and preserved for generations. And now, the question we've been building up to: what could a coin like this, a real gold Zachary Taylor $1 coin, in exceptional condition, possibly tied to a limited mintage or special series, actually be worth today? If you're lucky enough to find or inherit one of these rare presidential gold dollars, you may be sitting on something far more valuable than you ever imagined, because one of these coins, in verified, pristine, collector-grade condition, can fetch as much as $100,000, yes, $100,000, for a coin that says $1 on the face. So the next time you go through your coin collection or stumble upon an unusual presidential coin at an auction, estate sale, or tucked away in a family drawer, look a little closer. That small piece of gold might just carry with it the legacy of a president, the mystery of history, and a six-figure surprise. Top 5. We're about to explore a coin tied to one of the most remarkable and short-lived presidencies in American history. A coin that's incredibly rare, richly symbolic, and, believe it or not, may be sitting, forgotten, in someone's collection, waiting to be rediscovered. Today, we dive into the fascinating story of the United States gold $1 coin honoring William Henry Harrison, the 9th President of the United States. Now, when you hear the name William Henry Harrison, some of you might instantly think of one thing: the shortest presidency in American history. And you'd be right. He served for only 31 days before his sudden death in 1841, just weeks after delivering the longest inaugural address in cold, rainy weather. But there's so much more to Harrison's legacy, and to the rare coin that bears his name. Let's go back a bit further. Before he became president, William Henry Harrison was already a national hero. A military officer, a frontier leader, and a governor of the Indiana Territory, Harrison was best known for his victory at the Battle of Tippecanoe. His popularity from that triumph helped carry him into office in what became one of the most memorable campaigns in early American politics, and while his time in the White House was tragically cut short, the mark he left on the country was lasting. It's no wonder the U.S. Mint chose to honor him in the presidential $1 coin program, a series designed to commemorate every U.S. president in order of service. Most of these coins, as you may know, were mass-produced in a golden-colored alloy. They're fun to collect, widely available, and used to teach history through currency. But here's where things get exciting. Some versions of the William Henry Harrison dollar coin were struck in actual gold, and these rare specimens are what collectors dream about. Unlike their common counterparts, these gold pieces weren't made for everyday use. They weren't meant to be dropped into vending machines or passed around in spare change. These were special strikes, limited edition, sometimes experimental, sometimes part of exclusive proof sets, crafted in genuine gold, with extreme care and attention to detail, and very, very few exist. Why? Because William Henry Harrison's short presidency made his coin even more unique within the presidential series. While most presidents had years of service to commemorate, Harrison's limited time in office adds a layer of rarity and historical poignancy. It's a coin that tells a powerful story of ambition, of tragedy, and of a moment in American history that changed everything. If you've ever held a Harrison presidential dollar, you might have noticed the finely detailed portrait on the obverse, with his name and the year 1841 clearly inscribed. But if you're lucky enough to find one struck in gold, there are some telltale signs: the unmistakable brilliance of real gold, the weight, the edge inscriptions, and often a higher level of craftsmanship in the finish, especially in proof strikes or presentation coins. And don't overlook the edge lettering. These coins often feature inscriptions around the edge that include the year of minting, the mint mark, and the motto E pluribus unum. In rare versions, this edge lettering may appear doubled, off-center, or misaligned, small variations that can increase the value dramatically. And now, here's the thing. Finding one of these gold William Henry Harrison coins in pristine, uncirculated condition is like finding buried treasure. Many have been lost, melted down, or simply hidden away in private collections. A small number have surfaced at auctions or in estate sales, often fetching stunning amounts. And remember, condition is everything. Coins that are professionally graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC, especially those with grades like PF70 or MS69, are the cream of the crop. These high-grade examples command top dollar on the collector's market because of their rarity, quality, and historical significance. And speaking of rarity, there are whispers among collectors of special edition Harrison coins minted with variations that were never officially released. Perhaps struck as test pieces or intended for limited government presentation sets. If one of these ever surfaced, it would be an instant sensation in the numismatic world. Imagine for a moment you open an old jewelry box or a relative's dusty coin collection and see a gleaming gold coin. You flip it over and there he is, William Henry Harrison. You might think you found something cool, but you may actually be holding something worth more than just historical pride. So here comes the moment you've all been waiting for. What is the true value of this rare coin, an authentic gold $1 William Henry Harrison, minted in honor of a president who served just 1 month but left behind a lifetime of legend? If you have one of these rare gold strikes, especially in flawless or near-perfect condition, then hold on to your seat, because this coin can be worth as much as $125,000. Yes, you heard that right. $1 in face value, but $125,000 in real market value. So before you dismiss those odd coins sitting in your safe, your attic, or your inherited collections, take a closer look. Because hidden in that small circle of gold could be a presidential story, a national legacy, and a fortune just waiting to be discovered. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another tale from the world of rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and your hands ready to uncover the treasures of history.